Good evening. Welcome, everyone. This is Love Never Dies radio show with your host and producer, Pamela Marie Edmunds. I want to welcome you here this evening. And this is a time that we need to all connect spiritually. We need to understand more fully what's going on between the worlds. And it's it's a way for each one of us to not just understand, but to also to receive the guidance that we're seeking. Some of us may have a loved one who's passed recently. We might have another loved one who is sadly sick with the virus. We may be around a number of people that we want to send positive energy to, or we might just have somebody that we want to comfort, or they need to comfort us. It's a huge, huge time right now. Huge. And for those of you who have not met me before, and those of you who have, please just hang on for a moment. I am a medium. I've been a medium now for over 20 years. I also do intuitive work, am an animal communicator, obviously an international radio show host, and let's see, work with teaching, so a spiritual teacher, and do healing with something called theta healing. Uh, if you are interested in finding out more about me, my services, and the radio show, we are all on my website, PamelaMarieEdmunds.com. And that's Edmunds with you. It's PamelaMarieEdmunds.com. One page is totally for Love Never Dies. All our guests are listed there, the topics we're going to be doing. And for those of you who need to remember the meeting ID number, it's there also, the ID number and the passcode to get in on Zoom. And services, I am available to do mediumship. I also do something called past life readings. I do communication with the animals both ways, either animals passed over on the other side or animals who are still here. Okay, I work both ways. And I also do something called trance, where I go into a bit of an altered state and can connect to some of the higher beings to give guidance for people who are seeking it. And that tends to be on a soul level. Okay, so all of that information and classes. Yes, yes, yes. My weekly shows. Let's see. Next week I have a guest. Let's just make sure what that is. Hang on. Oh, that's right. I have a gentleman named Robert Ginsberg. He works with something called the Forever Family Foundation. He's one of the co-founders. They're out of New York, and they work with people who have lost loved ones. They do grief workshops. They work with a number of mediums. They certify mediums. They have, he's got a TV show called, I believe, Signs of Life. He's now an author, which I was thrilled to hear. And his book is called The Medium Explosion. Excuse me. And the show will be called What to Know When Choosing a Medium. I can give you guidelines personally, knowing from being in the field. But they certify mediums. And so he'll have some good information. And medium explosion, meaning there are mediums everywhere now. How do we know if they're quality? First off, you get a referral from somebody else. That's a good way to know. Or if you are experiencing them doing messages, say like myself here in the show. Oh, well, that's good backup for you. Good backup. So he will be on next week. And then the following week, I will be doing my live show, Messages of Love from Heaven. That's the 17th. Where those of you who do join us, I will give a message from a loved one. So, because whenever you come into this show, myself included, we bring our loved ones with us. Our loved ones are teachers. They all come in because they want to know more. And plus, they want to be able to sneak in a message when they can. Week after that, I know said 24th, but kind of a special show coming up. I'm thrilled at this because spirits guided me for this, and I trust it. I have a woman by the name of Charlene Spitzer. I did some classes with her a number of years ago. She's a medium out in the San Francisco, California area. And she works with the unhoused population, the group that we call homeless. And spirit guides her. They let her know when she needs to get a hold of something, that she needs to purchase something. She needs somebody to donate something. And the next thing she knows, somebody's asking that they need it. These are the encampments that she's working. So spirit is working with her to help them. And the show is going to be titled Spirit Loves All of Us. Perfect. Okay. These are some of the many ways our guys work with us. I never thought I'd be working with animals. And by the way, my dear beloved Sylvester's here, and I'm going to bring him up to say hi. He's right here. And he communicates through me on a regular basis. You can see him, he's in his kitty bed. Okay? He's like, Ma, you just disturbed me. Okay? All right? He communicates to me. He's doing, oh gosh. He's allowing a dog of mine to come in and overshadow him now. And so I have a cat that fetches the ball. So it's very interesting to watch some of these unfoldments. But he will be talked about more in the future. So tonight, I am your guest, your host and producer, Pamela Marie Edmunds. And the show, and this was the exact, and I say, I work with spirit. They give me titles, they give me nudges. I ask them, this is your show. Tell me what I need to do for the others. The Healing Powers of Mediumship. Okay. Apparently, everyone who's here this evening is familiar with the mediumship or is becoming familiar with it. But what is mediumship? Mediumship is when we receive communication from loved ones. I'm going to say spirit entities, meaning energies that are no longer in the physical form. And their messages can come through in various ways. As a medium, welcome, MJ. I see you coming in. Wonderful.
Yes. Hi.
Great. I'm okay. Make yourself comfortable, dear. We've got a group tonight.
Thank you.
And I said, mediumship. Often, okay, I do mediumship. Okay. MJ does mediumship. Some of the rest of us might do a little mediumship. I mean, being the vehicle. But we also receive mediumship too. We might have somebody who gives us a message, somebody who, or a message might pop in out of the blue. I get those all the time. But the healing powers of mediumship, it's so massive. And what I want to start with is, and this has kind of been in my mind for the past week, as Spirit had given me the title, The Healing Powers of Mediumship. Kind of like, well, what direction are we going with this? And what am I supposed to say? I have a dear sister, Lori, Laurie, the old-fashioned way. And God bless her. She's 2 years younger than me. I say is because whether she's in spirit or here, she's still alive, right? She's in the energy she's supposed to. She's her essence is still present. Back in 1975, she had been very troubled through her teens, drugs and alcohol, the whole gamut. she took her own life. Okay. She's 2 years younger than me. And I tell you, it rocked my world. Okay. Yet a good part of the years I've been here, obviously now I'm in my 60s, I stuffed a lot of the feelings away. Okay. And then we all can do that, especially when it's traumatic for us. Okay. And the feelings are deep and heavy. Well, this is going to be probably a good 15 years ago. I was attending a demonstration at one of the churches up near Boston, Massachusetts, because I'm originally from Massachusetts. And we had students on the platform. Some of these students are fantastic. And she had a message for me, and she's telling me she's got a female. And when she started telling me that she was all choked up and was having trouble breathing, that was the piece that was powerful for me. My sister asphyxiated herself under the car. When I saw her with her hand to her throat and heard her, I hope everybody's okay with the choice of what I'm saying here, okay? Because sadly, them describing their death, it just touched me to the depths of who I was. And it helped me to get through some of the pain that I was still carrying, okay? All right. Other ways they can heal with us, maybe much less traumatic, but that, I needed to hear that. I needed to experience that. That was a piece of evidence proving that Lori was right there. Okay. And you know what? Love never dies. It came through from her love, right? Because she knew, they know on the spirit side what we need. She knew I needed to cry. She knew I needed to work on that loss, the grief. So blessed, because she was my favorite. She is my favorite sister. I apologize. I almost said was, and that's totally wrong, right? She's my favorite sister. I know we have a soul connection, and I know she comes in around when I need her. Okay. We looked after each other. I'm the oldest. She's number 2, and there was 5 of us. Kind of like we buddied up. I can picture a picture. I have a picture in my mind that I have in my catalog of her and I cuddled together on the couch. Looking so sad, because things were sad back then, I need to say, but being there, supporting and loving each other. Okay. How else can spirit can come through like in a message, simply like that, or they can pop. I want to hear some of the experiences people have. MJ, you've been around this for a while, sweetheart. Want to introduce you to a few of the people. I don't think you've met. I think you met Terry the other day, did you? Okay, Denise, then Pam, and sadly Cindy's in the dark. We haven't quite figured out Cindy's how to get her on video. But Cindy and Pam are also in Florida. Okay. And because you're in Florida too, MJ, right? Okay, MJ, you're muted, sweetheart. I can't hear you.
Sorry. Yes, I'm on the East Coast.
What part of Florida?
East Coast.
Okay.
Near Stewart.
All right. Pam, you're muted. Cindy,
that's where we are.
We're right by her. Wow.
Okay.
I'm in Port St. Lucie. My sister's in Fort Pierce.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay. All right.
Have to get together.
There's a link. Okay, lady. There's a link up. Okay.
Yes.
And Denise, where are you again, hon? No. You just muted yourself. You were unmuted. Can't hear you now. check your mic. See, check this volume, hon. Okay, help her, Tuck. I love
Is
it.
my sister,
I,
is
I
Cindy
love
still
it.
there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you are. Okay. I wasn't sure.
Okay, and Terry,
But
Terry, Terry's in Tucson, right?
I'll wait till
She's you're can't hear you. She knows that
Yes, I'm in Tucson.
you're in Tucson, and most often your sister is on here too. Your sister is Sherry,
Thank you.
who's also in Tucson. So
Yes.
okay, awesome, ladies.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Where were you again, Denise?
Wisconsin.
Thank you.
Oh,
I couldn't remember. And you've been in and around for a little while too. Yeah, great. Awesome. I just like to, where we have the opportunity to see each other and talk. It's like, let's make some connections here, especially since many of us are isolated and that we have to, reach out when we can.
Yeah.
MJ,
yes.
what sort of powerful experiences with mediumship have you had?
Well,
Or personally.
they show it to me differently. It's almost like a video, like, so they'll show me, one time, like they'll just show me snippets. So sometimes I'll get a name, or I've learned just to sometimes give initials, because then sometimes people get stuck on the name, but that's in my frame of reference. And
Okay.
I may not have, especially if it's an ethnic name, I don't always hear it right, but they'll often give me an initial. Sometimes it's almost like a snapshot of things. So like I did reading for someone, and what they showed me was playing cards, and it was the king. And so I got the name John, and then they showed me the playing card with the king, and his name was John King.
Wonderful.
So, and then they showed me other things. I don't remember all of it, but
Right.
then they show me snippets.
Okay. How have you received healing
Oh,
from mediumship? That's what
I
you're
always receive healing. Because I feel whatever messages I get is also for me. So,
okay.
and I do practice healings. I do Reiki.
Okay.
I do several areas of healings.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if that's what you would mean.
That's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. Everybody's here who's supposed to be here. That's what I want to say. Because my thought when I got the topic from Spirit was our own experiences, but basically could be experience somebody else that we know have had. I mean, how is Spirit, let me just reread what I wrote, the Healing Powers of Mediumship. I mean, words are things, right?
Yes.
And things are created, things create. Like my example with my sister was quite powerful. It was, yes, I need to say it was, not everybody can hear that. And I love the beautiful kitty somebody's got there, Pam's got. And, but the point being is mediumship's a tool for healing.
Yes.
So what sort of examples can we use?
Well, they just knowing that when they show you signs and that you know that they're with you and they're helping guide you, and to know that you're not alone out in this world, I find that it renews my faith.
Yeah.
In almost everything, in humanity, that in God, that we're going through things for a reason, for lessons, but there's always a message in almost everything.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And even a subtle message, with COVID going on, needing to be at places that are safe for us,
Yes.
needing to, I need to say, be away from people who may have tested positive, but also keeping ourselves healthy. Uh,
Mhm.
what happens for me is if I got to go out to run an errand, I ask my guides, where is it safe for me to go do this?
Absolutely.
They literally tell me exactly where.
Mhm.
So it's awesome,
Yes.
especially right now where I went and had my hair done on the 19th. I got a message from my hairdresser that she tested positive for COVID over the weekend.
Wow.
And I saw her just a little over 2 weeks ago. So what I'm interpreting is that I'm okay.
You're okay.
I'm got no symptoms or anything. Almost like that was a window for me to go get my hair done. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And spirit protected me. And then today I had an appointment for massage. Because I'm still coming off of some health issues that I was dealing with. And I shared with this massage therapist, she's, oh no, you're okay. Because the massage therapist had to shut down for a short period of time because she had someone who had COVID. So she had to deal with her taking care of herself and the space, clearing the space and all of that. But I feel like it's like I'm being guided.
Yes.
It's like it's safe over here, Pamela. You're okay here. You can do this. It's still spirit, but specifically mediumship. That that we know is a connection. Like, okay, has anybody ever been told that you were in the process of going somewhere and you were told, no, turn here,
Yes.
and then find out later on there was an accident, there was a shooting, there was a fire, something or other, traffic,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
sure.
mediumship. That is mediumship at its most simplest level. It doesn't have to be the kind of connection I was talking about at the very beginning. That it can be, but it can be just much more subtle. Okay. Everybody else here, let's see. Denise, you're quite intuitive. I know you are.
What do I sense? Like you were saying, sensing direction sometimes, going different directions. Mostly mine is like knowing that I know. Like I can see pictures in my head of what really happened. Just feeling what other people feel, more empathy, more it's basically where I come from. I'm trying to learn different avenues.
Well, and I guess I want to add here for everyone. I am starting a mediumship class next week. You want to check online on my website or check on my Facebook page. We'll be talking Tuesday nights for 2 hours. Yeah. And basically, I'm going to start with a mixed group, newbies, medium, intermediate, advanced, and then split it as I can as I can see how to split and add another night. But if that's something that might be of interest to you and anybody else, or later down the road, but that's if you want, that's what happened for me. Okay. I started seeing myself being sensitive. I started seeing that spirit could communicate. And it's like, okay, let's go sit in a class. Okay. So, but have you had an experience where you've given some sort of a message or you got this hunch and it was so important that you did follow it and you found out later?
Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. Cindy, how about you? You're sitting in the corner over here.
Yeah.
That I've done many a time. It's like I should have listened to that little voice,
Mhm.
you know, but it's always after the fact. And the same thing about, let me put my teeth back in. Same thing about driving. Sometimes I just feel like it's my brain going dead because I make wrong turns, but I don't know why. I mean, I've never heard of accidents or I never checked it out or anything, but I know what you're talking about. Those little voices, you need to listen to them.
Well, and sometimes we think it's us, but a lot of times it's our loved ones. Uh, it could be our guardian angel. Okay.
Absolutely.
Could be could just be that inner knowing. I believe Denise was kind of saying, I'm feeling that I got to do this. I just know, I think is what you said. And that's huge. That's huge. It's huge. So, Pam, did you want to say something?
Not really. I'm just kind of hanging
Listen.
out, doing dishes.
Okay, okay. And by the way, if you're doing dishes, you got your hands in the water?
I quit.
Okay. But does anybody ever notice how intuitive you can be when you're washing dishes in the sink?
Or in the shower.
Thank you. Yes. I guess what I want to say is water is the conductor. Okay.
Really?
Oh, okay.
I'll go back and wash dishes then.
Well, it's part of it too is we're extremely relaxed, right?
Yes.
And what ends up happening when we're relaxed, we're raising our consciousness, right? And spirit loves that, or our guides love that. And it's like, okay, this is an important message that this is the time to deliver it. Okay. And the way I think about showers, I'm in the shower and I'm just like this, open up to the shower, right?
Yes.
And it's almost like I'm open up to the higher realms.
I do a lot of talking and crying in the shower.
So it is a high healing place. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Terry, would you like to share something or just say hello?
Well, I think in my profession, I always think, when you're trying to catch something like, what am I missing? What am I missing? And we call it our nursing gut feeling, but I don't think it's the gut feeling. There's many times I think, check this out, and then that's what it is, So I think that's where Sherry and I are intuitive and we don't even realize it. It's like, oh, why didn't I see that before?
Well, and I'm going to have to say here too is women tend to be more intuitive than men too. Okay, although there's a lot more men that are getting very intuitive too. All right, and it's, to me, intuitive is our right brain. That's often where the snippets drop in. Our left brain is the ego. Okay, and that ego is where we can't really get this in. Okay, am I making sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I knew that two of you and Sherry. And by the way, if Sherry's coming in, we've had people step in halfway through the show. That's fine. Okay. It's the classes that can be interrupted. Okay. All right. But you both have had the ability of being intuitive. That's part of the reason why you're working with people. Think about it. Right? And are you a mother?
Yes, we
Think
both
about
are.
moms. Don't mothers have to be intuitive?
Yep.
Okay. And I think my sense is most everyone here who's talking right now who's talking with me, who's here with us on the show, is intuitive and has had that ability, and that is huge. And when many of us were younger, were we acknowledged for our intuition? Wasn't talked about, was it?
No.
It wasn't honored. It's now that we're all seeing how really important it is. And the intuition leads us into the mediumship. Okay. Okay. Gifts of mediumship. Okay. Couple weeks ago, I think it was the last show I did, Messages of Love from Heaven. It was an extremely healing show. And I believe Terry was there. I don't know who else was there. But my point being, yes, okay, Denise, yeah. All the messages, couple people came through asking to be forgiven, okay, from the other side. Huge, a huge place of healing, okay? And I can't remember what else, but I know it went from one session to another session. It was all about healing. Right? And right now it's needed as we're talking. Okay. Huge. Comments, questions, ladies? If you want to talk, hand up. Mediumship, though. It's communication between the worlds. Don't they want the best for us? Don't they love us? You bet. Huh? The whole gang over there. Because many of us have multiple loved ones on the other side. And they can see the craziness is going on. MJ, you've been around.
Yes.
You've been around this. Matter of fact, you're originally from, give me a minute, Long Island.
Yes.
You've been down in Florida a couple years now, right?
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah. Because that's actually MJ and I met back up Long Island. I used to serve one of the churches and do some classes up there. What kind of thoughts have you got to add to this? The healing powers of mediumship. And I know you've, well, if we start crying, that right there is a huge healing, right?
Yes.
And what else can you think of? Go ahead.
Well, I think just the fact that when you're able to validate the person that you have, and just the fact that they can, I mean, I can hear my mother has woken me up in meditation because I was running late to go pick up my son. And I could, in my meditation, I could hear her calling me on the outside. So just the fact that they're around you and they're guiding you, I find that very healing. It's even, I don't meditate as much as I used to, and I do need to get back into that because I know that's how the best way to connect. And you do get your messages when you're in a quandary. Like, I know, even just calling on my guides, I had to excuse me, I had to write a legal letter. And before I went to bed, I called in my lawyer guides and I said, please give me the wording I need to put in a letter that I have to type tomorrow, so I know I'm making the correct points. And they did. So it's really amazing how it's kind of like an offline, online offline connection, and we just don't see them. Or some people do see them. I see in my mind's eye. I don't see them as an apparition, though.
Okay.
But
okay.
it's amazing. It's amazing
Okay.
how you can truly connect. You can truly connect. And I've been playing with mental telepathy. I can speak to, like, I'll put it out into the ethers, into the universe, thinking about my friend, or their name will pop up into my mind, and within a day they're calling me. It's truly amazing. Truly amazing.
Okay. I want to touch upon the what you shared in regards to a lawyer. Do you work with legal documents? Is that it? Or you just needed?
No, I needed to write. Well, I used to work for the government, so everything was legalese. But I needed to write a letter.
Okay,
And,
okay,
and yeah,
okay.
so I just call on my guides. It's amazing.
Well, and that's important to say, you know, we have the helpers on the other side
Mhm.
that if they don't know anything about this topic, we can ask them to bring somebody in who does.
Yes.
Okay. So it's like we have a support team on
Yes.
the other side. Just as we have a support team here.
Yep.
And it's about asking and thanking them, but believing. Okay?
Yep.
And that's a huge thing. Let's see. I often ask, you know, I have a godfather who was a businessman in a number of different ways. And when I'm seeking some help in and around the work I'm doing, the business area, he's a great one to call for. Okay. I'm gonna say it could be a money man too, all right?
Mhm.
But we also have medical team with us, right?
Yep.
And you know, from what I've discovered, every time I do a reading with someone, they want to know who's around them. They've got at least one or two loved ones that were their favorite grandmother, their favorite aunt, somebody that knows them well, who can assist them because they know your personality. They've known you since you were yay high, and they want to be there and support you. Just like the title of the show, Love Never Dies. Just because they're in spirit form does not mean that love is there, gone. No, often it can grow. Okay. And for me, I just share my mother passed back in 1972. It was a real hard time for me. I was pregnant with my one and only child, newly married, and there's just a lot going on in my life. And I was hoping she was going to support me. Okay. So when she passed, I had major mixed feelings about her leaving. Okay. I was happy and I was sad. But you know what happened over the years? We resolved all those negative issues through the
Good.
connection between the worlds, through that connection of love. And that's spirit. Spirit knows what we need. Our loved ones know what we need. I like to say when we're doing mediumship, we're connecting with the other side. They can see the past, the present, and the future. That's pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah.
And you know, we're limited. We can only see so much. Plus, we're in physical form. They're in a spirit form. We think of going from the East Coast to the West Coast. First off, dealing with the pandemic and all the issues that brings up. Flying across country, possibly a stopover, and all the other issues. They want to visit one of us on the East Coast, then they want to visit one of us on the West Coast. It's like they just fly there or they just think they're there. I don't know exactly, but it's so quick for them. Okay. And they want to be with us. They want to celebrate. They want to support us. That's part of their being of service. Okay. And that's a huge piece too. That's a huge thing here now. Comments, sharings, questions?
I have a question, Pamela.
Yeah.
Sometimes the person will say, well, I never met the person, but they're still around them. It doesn't mean that, and sometimes it could be a little difficult to get that across.
Well, what I first learned was
Mm-hmm.
they know us by our light.
Okay.
And to me is when I say light, it's our energy,
Mm-hmm.
it's our being. We start talking, we're all a part of soul groups.
Right.
We choose to incarnate with different people for different reasons. And it's kind of like the Thomas family is this energy. The Jones family is this energy. And they shine this way and they shine that way. I don't know how else to explain it.
Right.
But the other piece is often when somebody questions you like that,
Uh-huh.
I want to say they're probably fairly new to this.
Yes. Yeah. That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I might suggest that if they got anybody else in the family, to ask around.
Right.
And see if they can explore what you're sharing and you're talking about. The other piece is that, okay, for them to, I like to say, sit with it.
Okay.
Go within and just sort of contemplate. That makes sense to me. That feels right to me.
Yes.
Because our answers are most often inside of us, right?
Right.
Okay.
And our souls knew each other in passing.
Absolutely.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I understand maybe they weren't here, yet this individual knows them. Well, the proof is in the pudding, so to speak.
Right.
It's in the evidence. The other piece is, if this is the communicator who's coming through,
Mm-hmm.
ask in your intention that it be
Okay.
someone that's recognizable for them.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
Okay. So we don't want to go, how many of us know great grandparents? Very few of us. Okay?
Right.
All right. We'd like to stick with part of the circle that we know. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Thank you.
Comments? Yeah. Awesome. Anybody? Okay. Come on, Spirit. Help us out here. What else? Well, just us like me being able to ask and them supporting the show here right now. Okay. Helping to promote healing, right? Assisting in each of our personal growth, because we're all growing, evolving, but this is a focus most on spirituality, right? Us being a spiritual being, which is something new for many of us, right?
Right.
I think it's new for the whole planet in some ways. Yet it is of utmost importance, because what it is we need to be balanced. And what I want to say, this is the focus of what's the word I want to say? Holistic, okay, which is all aspects of us, right? There's mental,
Right.
physical, spiritual, and emotional. If one of them is absent or out of balance, we become out of balance, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Everybody get that one? If you're physically sick in bed, there's your physical body, okay?
That's everything.
Yes. And I know for myself, and you maybe can think of this, if you were back years back, how many of you were absent from a spiritual aspect of who you were, right? and can look back and say, boy, was I out of it. And now it's saying, oh, okay, I need to do this for me. So I get
Yes.
myself back in sync and back in balance.
Yes.
And what's that? We talked, interesting meditation came up. That's one of the greatest tools to assist us in healing and in bringing in a loved one. I'm going to just share, I'm in a place where I may need to go in for some testing, and I chuckle. I have heard a 2-word phrase for the past couple months, and I was wondering, why am I hearing that? And it's almost like a little preparation for some things coming down the pipe here, okay, so to speak. Because if we know a little bit about something beforehand, don't we feel a little bit more comfortable proceeding forward, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm just going to subtly share. Surgical procedure is what I've heard. Okay. And it's like, okay, what's cooking? I get it. And tomorrow I've got an appointment to see if that's what they're talking about. Okay. So, and I know everything's going to be okay. And because they're right there watching over me.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Yes.
Huge. That is so huge. And we're never alone. And yes, if we're in the shower or the bathroom, they give us privacy. Okay, that's a question that comes up quite often. All right, they give us privacy. Okay,
Oh,
because they understand what it's like to be in a physical form, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Any other comments or questions? Let me see if I can. What else are we supposed to talk about here? Well, just that, people talk about, well, right now, there's a lot going on. I'm going to say the planet itself, okay? She's purging too, like we are, all right? She's evolving like we are. Are we, any of us, fear of the fires or the 2 tsunamis that show up? There's no need to be, because we will be guided to be somewhere else where we're safe, right? That's healing form of mediumship, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Just like we mentioned, I believe accidents and being drawn to a different direction. They know. Another thing Spirit has done with me, I will share, and maybe someone else can relate to this. Me driving down the road, one time seeing a woman walking through a gas station area and falling down. My reaction was to pull over, see if I could help. Okay. And I think it'd be most. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but to pull over. I pulled in. All of a sudden, there's another car here, there's another person here. And it's like, okay, she's being taken care of. Why am I here? I can't get out. I was pinned in. What was my purpose? Was to send some prayer for her and everybody else. I mean, literally, even an ambulance appeared. I got the nudge to pull over. I followed that. Okay. Another time, There was an accident. And it was a single car accident. It was a highway. Cars weren't slowed down. It must have just happened when I came upon it. The vehicle was an accordion squished in like this.
Wow.
And I literally felt the individual lifting from the car.
Oh.
Okay. And send him some light, send him, I guess it was a he, and send him some prayer to help him transition up. And like for me to be, it's like, Pamela, you delayed yourself here, you delayed yourself over here so that you could be here at the exact time. Little bit different, but still me following my intuition, okay? And doing what I could do to help with that healing between the worlds. Okay. Terry, have you been with someone was crossing over?
Oh, many times, yes.
Okay.
And sometimes it can be very peaceful and very anticipated on their end.
Right. Yeah. But of course, you're more doing it in the professional. You're the professional. It's the individual crossing is somebody you don't really know very well, right?
No, I have some of them because we in home health, we do get very close to our patients and that. And then I owned an assisted living home for 20 years, and those patients I was with more than my family. So yes, it was. Yeah, I've seen it. And it's funny how they just wait for the right moment, for the right daughter to leave, and then, okay, it's okay to go. It's interesting to watch.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And if somebody is here listening to me who didn't hear this, there is a wonderful, oh, hi, Lori, welcome. There's a wonderful series that is now on Netflix, Surviving Death. And it has some experiences with mediumship. It has some, near-death experiences it talks about. It also gets into afterlife communication. Somebody crossing over and their loved one receiving messages or something of that nature. Wonderful. So if you get a chance to check that out, I believe there's about 5 or 6 episodes there. So that just reminds me what you taught when you're talking. Welcome, Lori. You're gonna unmute yourself so you can say hi. It's mostly discussion tonight.
How do, ladies?
Oh,
I am here.
And I think you've met everybody here. Am I right?
Yes.
Good.
I think so.
Awesome. The groups are expanding. Awesome. So basically, the healing powers of mediumship. Well, I know you are able to receive from, and particularly your brother Walt. Brother. Why do I want to say brother? You think you two have ever been brothers, brother and sister? Possibly, but
Well, we act a lot like brother and sister.
oh, see, and we got to be aware when we're in that mode, because I put out the same prayer, very similar prayer before the show starts as I do if I'm sitting to do mediumship. But I asked to be guided, so it's like me say brother, and this time Walter's your son, okay?
Yes.
But how many times has he sent you a message that was very healing?
Oh, dozens. Even last night, I wasn't sitting in the computer chair and I was just bent over with the mouse, trying to read the screen. And it was like somebody literally walked up behind me and I said, Walter, that's inappropriate. I'm your mother. So it could have been somebody else. But we always goofed with each other. I was only, 5'1" and he was 6'8".
Oh, geez.
So when we started goofing with each other, at one point we had a security guard come out because they didn't know if he was really going to hurt me or not.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
And then, of course, then we just kind of found it funny. But we could understand where people might see that, because he would say something and I'd shove him and then he'd shove me. But of course, I would go flying. So,
You're the little guy. You're the little guy.
yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking about the different experiences, like, and is that bringing up anything for anybody else here tonight to add to our conversation? Well, it's okay.
No.
Yes. Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
Anything you want to add?
No, the only thing I was thinking about, and I don't know if this is even appropriate to ask, but when you're talking about the incarnate, like reincarnate,
Yeah.
do you think we have the option once we're in spirit to reincarnate back to this earthly plane?
I believe so, because I believe, okay, personal experience. I've been
Mhm.
here many, many lifetimes.
Yeah.
Okay. And have gone back to many of them to clear, this is talking about healing, to clear energy that isn't served me as I'm raising my vibration in this lifetime. Okay.
Okay.
So we have a choice, yes. And many of us, and I feel the group here, well, pretty much everybody in the group here are old souls. Okay. We're more advanced, but we've also taken on a tough lifetime in some ways or another. Okay. That's resonating with somebody. I'm hearing the laughter.
That's my sister.
Okay. Okay.
That's it. How many lessons do I have to learn before I'm done? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I want to say is this is all learning and growing on a soul level. Okay. And it's
Yeah.
like we incarnate here in a physical form, and the physical form is what we're in right here now. Okay. And we're going to be Pamela Marie, we're going to be Terry, we're going to be MJ, we're going to be Pam, Lori, Cindy. Yet we're an aspect of our soul that has all these other little, should we say, incarnational beings that we've been or will be.
Like a sand in the universe.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
And the more we incarnate, the more difficult we take on lifetime
Oh God, I'm not
journeys,
going back. God.
journeys, classes, teachings, whatever you want to call, right?
Holy
Yeah.
crap. Now that makes me
Yes.
feel like I've been here like 400 times.
Okay.
I want to say probably more, Lori.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And different aspects of those lifetimes pop in first to clear them.
Yep.
Okay.
And I tell you, mediumship is a great tool to, however we want to refer to it as mediumship, whether it's just a message popping into us or it's coming to us in a structured sitting where we have a medium and we're the sitter, or a demonstration, or on TV, on our TV screen like we're doing here right now, whatever. It's all about raising our vibration. It's all about advancing. It's all about being the best that we can be. And another way I want to interpret it, it's getting ourselves closer to the light.
Yeah.
And someone says, well, the light's always in us. Yes, we are close to the light. Yet experiences, we often take us away from that light sometimes, right?
Yeah.
We disengage.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will say, well, I'm going to use the term God here, if that's okay with everybody.
Mhm.
God wasn't there for me. I hate to say no, yes, God was there. Okay.
Yeah.
We just didn't know, or we disconnected from that energy. Okay. Huge. Huge. We're going
He's
a little
always
bit over.
there.
We're going over a few more minutes, ladies. Okay.
Okay.
Questions. And Cindy, you've been kind of snickering and yeah. So this is all something that you needed to hear tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Good. And I had no clue where this show was going to go tonight. You know, it's like, okay, give me.
I
what
have a question,
Sure.
Pamela. What about clearing karma with individuals? So we decide to incarnate with a soul to learn those lessons so that we can move on and clear that karma. And if we don't clear that karma, is it true that we will have to go through it again?
Yeah.
I would say
Cindy's got some
possibly.
good-
I'm not, you know,
Mhm.
as you're talking, I'm thinking back about someone who was walking the spiritual path that I knew years ago. And this has been since I've been a medium and in and around all these spiritual groups that I've connected with. And another medium telling this person that they don't get on a stick and do some of these things, they're not going to complete what they're supposed to do in this lifetime.
Yeah, that sucks.
Mm.
Well, how many of us are we talking about getting nudges or getting messages from a guide or somebody on the other side? Okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're following through pretty much, right?
Right.
Well, we're trying.
I do.
We're trying.
We're
Well,
succeeding.
Right. Lori,
Yes.
going to give you a hug.
Thank
And
you.
then I want to share, and I still use that word. Trying is not a good word for our vocabulary.
Oh, okay.
Because we can think about it. Our subconscious doesn't comprehend it. Either we're doing it or we're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Trying, I think of, okay, I'm in Arizona right now. I don't see snow much, but I'm thinking of back east. My vehicle stuck in the snow and the tire's spinning and spinning and spinning. It's like you keep trying, you keep doing it, you're not getting out of it. Let's see if I can explain a little bit more. Trying keeps us from actually doing it.
Doing it and succeeding. Yeah.
Thank you.
Makes sense.
Is that
Yeah.
making sense, Lori?
Well, it makes sense, but unless you try, how are you going to do it? So I guess that's where I'm stuck.
Trying keeps you out of doing it. If you're going to try, you keep trying. You're not completing it. You're not doing it. So what you want to say is positively, I am doing this.
Okay.
Can you say you're working on it?
Reinforcing by your words.
I heard
Anybody?
that, Pam.
Okay. Anybody else got another way of saying that for Lori? Just
That's like positive
Yeah.
affirmations.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thinking
Okay.
positive. Yet
Yep.
Trying, to me, trying, what I've been told is trying means that you're always constantly doing it, but never getting to completion.
You're
So
not
by
succeeding.
changing it,
Yes.
changing that thought that I'm working on it. You could say I'm working on this to get better and just keep improving and improving. I'm improving each time. Like never use the word, I'm dying to see that. Well, you don't want to use that,
No.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of statements that we still use.
Yes. Yeah.
That we can, because the words we say and think, we create our own reality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what you want to say is, for example, I am doing this instead of I'm trying. In particular, the trying our subconscious mind doesn't acknowledge it, doesn't comprehend it. If you're
Mhm.
doing any sort of meditation, you're doing prayer, you happen to be doing some hypnosis or something, you're tapping into that other level of yourself, it doesn't understand the word trying. It
Right.
no comprehend.
Yes.
Okay. Comments? Okay. Back to our topic, healing with mediumship, healing with spirit. They're huge. They're
Bless
there
you,
to
Pam.
help us. We've got to ask for the help and know that they're going to help us, right?
Yes.
Well, I find that when I'm like really super needy, I will be, doing my meditation, doing my prayers, asking for help. Then when things are going along good, it's kind of like being on a diet. You lose 10 pounds and you think, yeah, okay, not going to eat those fries. And you kind of backslide. And I'm thinking, oh, man, I
Well,
wasn't grateful today, or I didn't ask for help, or, one of those things. And it's like, for me, I have to make sure I do something every single day. Because if not, then I backtrack. And then it's
Well-
like, one day goes by, 2 days go by, and then it's like, oh crap, now I'm starting over. So,
but the successes can be in you used to backslide 3 days, and now you're backsliding 2 days instead, or 1 day or an hour. Okay?
yeah.
The time in between is less. So there is a success that's going on, okay?
Yeah.
There, or you've got a deeper awareness of why it's happening.
Well, I found out that, my sister had called on Monday, spoke to Dad and said, oh, well, barring any snowstorms, I'll be up on Saturday. And of course, inside I'm doing like an eye roll. And then my brother called tonight, and I had the kids for dinner, and I hear my dad say, okay, well, we'll see you this weekend. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, just great. Another one's coming. And so I said, well, who is coming up? And he goes, well, Edward's coming up Saturday. I said, well, is he coming with his wife? Am I expected to like have dinner for everybody, or what's going? He goes, I don't know. I said, well, Cindy's coming too. And he goes, well, when did Cindy call? I went, oh my God, you spoke to her 2 days ago. And I hear you in my head, Pamela, going, you let them take your comfort away. Because
Well,
the last time they came up, it was a sabotage kind of thing. And I was just like totally off the wall, ballistic, pissed off. And you said, you let them do that. And I went, ugh.
well, sweetheart, you also don't have full control over your environment.
No, I don't.
You're living with other people. And all these experiences are kind of like a push to you, Lori. Okay, what else can you do, Lori, here? Can we find another situation that is more suitable for you at this time in your life?
And I thought, what am I supposed to be learning at this point? Because damn it, if I haven't got it yet, I'm like totally stubborn. And I don't know if I'll get it unless it's tattooed on my forehead at this point. But I am remaining open, and I will stand my ground, and we will see where it goes from there.
And
But I
that-
remember what you told me last time was to stand my ground. Don't let them take my personal space away from me. Do what's best for me, and call my guides in for my protection and prayers.
well, this is a perfect example of you speaking through mediumship, through messages that the spirit world, they can see past, present, and future.
Yep.
That how can you help me?
Well, because at one point I thought, oh my God, Walter was my protector. Because if, my brother jumped all over my case, he would be like, ew. Because of course he towered over my brother also. And I can hear Walter in my head going, man, just fucking tell him. And I'm like, okay, well, what have I got to lose? Like, really nothing, but.
Well, we create our reality, okay? We create situations in our life that we need to grow and learn through. And this whole scenario that's going on for you right now, very likely is on your, what's the word, contract.
I'd like to meet the person who freaking wrote it, because man,
You
I
did.
tell ya,
Sweetheart,
it.
you wrote it and you signed it.
I must have been
Okay.
drinking. The spirits drink. I must have been doing something.
Sweetheart,
You're
sweetheart,
clearing karma. You're clearing karma.
you are an old soul.
I know.
You've come in to be with these people to resolve issues, to
Mhm.
resolve karma with them, but to open yourself up to speak your truth and speak it lovingly,
Yes.
and to reach out to the spirit side of life and to listen to what they have to say to assist you through this healing that you are going through.
Well, I'll have to ask them to give me a little nudge, because to say things lovingly, that's really hard for me sometimes.
Well, that's where the healing comes in.
Okay.
Often we have been taken advantage of since we were little kids. People have stepped into our space and not cared if it was our space or not. So when you find your anger triggering, it's like, okay, where's the root from this? Where do I need to go back and heal? Okay. All right. And it's also happening on another lifetime level, people. But our guide's spirit is there to help us. They want us to be shining brightly. They want us to be happy and joyous. Okay? They want us to truly embrace all of who we are. So they come in with their love to show us what we're needing when we're needing it. And if there's something we're puzzled about, ask. Ask them. And I'm feeling like this is right now, this part here of this discussion is probably the most important that's been going on here this evening. Okay?
Yes.
We're all here to grow. Yeah, we came in for this difficult experience here, that one there. But what we're doing is we're becoming more and more fully of what that creator is. When we step on a spiritual path, what are we doing? We're acknowledging that energy that's within us. That energy is pure love, pure unconditional love. And it wants each and every one of us to be that same energy within us. We're learning and growing to do that. Okay? And the biggest thing is self-love. The more we can love ourselves, the more we love everybody else. Right? And I think that's a great place to end our conversation here.
Okay.
Spirit is here to help us in that. Believe and trust. So real quick over. Okay. So tonight is the Healing Powers of Mediumship with me. I am doing a wonderful, I need to say wonderful because everybody's enjoying it. And this has been guided from Spirit. Monday nights, same time, 5 o'clock my time. Most of you, if you're on the East Coast, that's 7 right now. Is the guided meditation and message circle. And it's kind of a culmination of different things. Conversation with like-minded people on spiritual topics. We are going to be discussing meditation and maybe some notes for help in that. Going to do a guided meditation, do messages. Some of the messages come up in the conversation. Okay. Others come from spirit. We had a combination. And it's an hour-and-a-half group, and it's $10. And basically what you do is you go to my website, and there's a PayPal button there. And preferably at least an hour before we start, because the hour beforehand, I'm prepping myself to get together. You know, my hair had to be just right. I had to, you know, all that stuff. And sometimes it's connecting back to somebody who wants to be there and needs the information. Okay. And where it's a PayPal acknowledgement, I will then return an email to you with the meeting ID number and the passcode. Okay. All right. This past Monday night, we had 5 people, all wonderful. Everybody with different levels of support, different experiences going on. Matter of fact, one person is right now, send her some love and light. She's helping comfort a dear friend who's getting ready to pass over. Another person who was on with us was able to give her some support, as I was, but we also did some prayer to help her through this process. And we're all growing, you know. Another person's newly single, should we say, newly widowed, and dealing with, you know, those emotions of losing a loved one. It's all interrelated. So, and next week again, hang on. Reminder is me doing, wait a minute. Healing Powers of Mediumship. Oh, it's Robert Ginsberg next week. What to know when choosing a medium. So, and if you want to contact me in between any of these events, oh, okay, my mediumship class next Tuesday night. That's another deal. Okay, if you want to look that up, it's going to be a weekly thing. Hopefully, if you do find you really want to be a part of it, that you can come in and join us weekly. So that way you can be letting spirit know that that's something you're going to do weekly. They're going to be there to help you and support you, and that we can form a group. That's going to be Tuesday nights for 2 hours. So we have Monday night is the meditation. Tuesday night is the mediumship. And I purposely put the 2 of them back together. You know why? Meditation is an important key, something important for you to know in order to do mediumship. Okay?
Will you also do a meditation for in the beginning of the class on Tuesdays?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
Because in order to do mediumship, technically, you could do some meditation. For me, I've been doing mediumship for a while. I can sit and do a snippet of 5-minute meditation.
Okay.
But a lot of people need a little bit more than that. Okay. But we will also be doing exercises and discussion in regards to mediumship. How many people still have questions about it? There may be some newbies on board. There may be some more people advanced like you, dear. But as I've said before, Thursday night is sitting there empty.
Okay.
I'm going to split a mediumship class between the 2 nights. Spirit was giving me, like, Monday night would probably be more of a beginner, and then Thursday would be more of an intermediate / advanced. That way we don't have to, because beginner's going to need a little more attention. Okay, right? And more practice. And then of course Wednesday night the radio show, Love Never Dies.
Okay.
So, comments, questions, everybody? I'm glad you all came in.
Yep. Thank you.
Is
I just want
everybody
to say
good?
one thing before we go.
Please.
Since Waters is a supposed conductor, I've been doing dishes the whole time. And, you know, nobody's even come through. So we have a lot of stubborn people out there.
Well, dear, you could be getting something on a psychic level, but you're also right now, you've got us talking in the background.
I was just saying, this is kind of funny.
Okay. Well, it's something for you to, next time you're doing dishes, you have silence around you and just tell spirit, what am I supposed to hear? Allow it to be a little bit of a meditation time for you. Let them know that you want some guidance on such and such, and it pops. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else? MJ, you good?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Terry?
Great, thank you.
Awesome. Lori? Okay, we got a
I'm
nod.
good.
All right. Cindy?
I'm good. It's been a pleasure.
Pam? Denise?
Thank you, Pamela.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you,
guys.
everybody.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Big hugs to everybody. Keep
Nice meeting
safe.
you all.
Yep.
Take care.
Yep.
Amen.
Hope you come back, MJ. Be safe, be well, and know that there are people out there who are struggling. Send them some love and light. Okay?
You also.
Love
Okay.
and light.
All right. Thank you.
God bless
Thank you.
all. Bye for
You
now.
too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Next time.